Welcome back. Amid the ongoing government shutdown and federal SNAP benefits on hold, thousands of Louisiana families are facing uncertainty about putting food on the table as the November 1st cutoff date is just 2 days away. And joining us now are Governor Jeff Landry, First Lady Sharon Landry, and EJ with Our Lady of the Lake, FMOL, to talk more about the SNAP benefits. Now, thank you so much for joining me this morning. First Lady Sharon, first, tell me about the program that you have with Love One Louisiana. I know you do a lot across the state with helping different communities and families in need during crises like this. And I know SNAP benefits is a big issue for a lot of people across the country, but especially right here in Louisiana, 800,000 people. Families rely on these benefits, which the governor did address yesterday. We're going to come back to that in just a moment, but I want to talk about what you're doing now in addition to what the governor talked about that will kick in on Saturday.
Well, Sydney, thank you for having us. We're glad to be here today. We're thrilled to announce that in partnership with FMOL Health Systems, their generous donation along with our match donation through my foundation, Love One Louisiana, will donate $200,000 to food banks across the state of Louisiana.
That's a big contribution and a big help to also supplement what's going on with the rollout that's going to start. Now, you focus on coming together during times and even and adversity. Talk about your organization, just in case people who aren't familiar with that.
So we started the Love One Louisiana Foundation earlier this year. We, especially after January 1 with the terrorist attack. So that was our first current event that we wanted to help and give to those that have suffered and injured through the terrorist attack. Our donations really go to any type of event or needs throughout the states, pregnancy centers, food banks, it could be a hurricane, just anything that people need.
And EJ Kuiper, you're the president of FMOL. Now, you guys are partnering together to, again, bring that $200,000 donation. Talk about why you guys decided to go ahead and partner during this time of need.
Well, we're thrilled that the First Lady and the Governor are partnering with us. Food insecurity, as you know, is a reality for hundreds of thousands of citizens in Louisiana, children, senior citizens, and there's a direct correlation between food insecurity and healthcare outcomes. So this is part of our mission, core of our mission, and we're just thrilled to find people that recognize how important it is to make sure that these food pantries and food banks have food during these difficult times.
Now, I guess the biggest question would be, who's going to get these benefits first? What areas or parts of the state? Have you guys figured that out yet?
Yes, so the Love One Foundation is going to send money to New Orleans, Lake Charles, Shreveport, and Alexandria. And then FMOL Health Systems is Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Bogalusa, and Monroe.
That's right.
Do you know when that funding and those benefits will kick in, or we'll see the impact?
The funding is available immediately, so right away.
Right away. So, Governor, in addition to that, yesterday at your press conference, you talked about rolling out SNAP benefits for families, specifically those with disabilities, starting on Saturday, November 1st, but then you're going to roll it out in stages. Can you talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah, look, I think the first thing that's important is I want to thank the FMOL system. I mean, this $100,000 contribution that they're putting up along with Sharon's foundation, which gives us the total of $200,000, is above the $1 million that they've already donated to the Baton Rouge area for food insecurity. So that's a huge number, and I think people should recognize the mission that they're doing. I really want to thank the sisters in their corporal acts of mercy at this time. What's important, though, is that we know that as the government continues to be shut down and until they reach some common ground and get the government open, there is going to be a problem with many of our safety net programs. We started looking at ways under which we could take care of the most vulnerable populations. So what we did was we categorized, we prioritized the elderly, the disabled, and children. And we said, okay, what will it cost us over the course of the next month? You know, and the sad part is this is November, so we're in Thanksgiving. Right. And yesterday we rolled out, with the help of the legislature, I want to say the legislative leadership, both the Senate President and the Speaker of the House were very gracious in really pushing the legislature in a bipartisan manner to put us in a position to take care of that most vulnerable population. But there's going to be about 53,000 people who won't have their cards loaded. Those are able-bodied people that we need to send to food banks. That's why what we're doing today, and we're going to probably have to ask those in Louisiana who are fortunate to help us continue to load up these particular food banks for them. The good news is that yesterday we got a report. Louisiana right now has over 114,000 new job opportunities. So look, the Lord has been real gracious to us. So those who are able-bodied, we're going to push them. Look, seek out those new jobs. Go to LouisianaWorks.net. There is great opportunity in Louisiana. We want people to go from dependence to independence.
Now, I know you're talking about the jobs that we have available here, but there's also been a lot of layoffs happening, of course, not only across the country, but right here in the state. Companies like Amazon, which we have an Amazon facility in Baton Rouge. Now, despite those layoffs and people who are trying to get jobs, what message do you have for them if they are trying to work and get assistance as well? Again,
I would say to go to LouisianaWorks.net. While there may be some companies, the net result is that there are 114,000 new job opportunities. That is unbelievable. If those layoffs occurred at a time when we didn't have the types of new job opportunities that are out there, then certainly that would be a crisis. What I would say is that, first of all, for the next 4 days, the people who normally would be getting their cards loaded, they will be loaded. That is the elderly and the disabled. And then it works every other day after that. And so the Louisiana Department of Health is going to be doing two things by tomorrow. They're going to be putting out how they're going to load those cards, how much you're going to be putting on those cards, and they're also going to start to post on LDH's website where the food banks are around the state of Louisiana. So you'll know where the money that they're giving this morning will be going. And so people will be able to go there. The money will be available to those food banks, I'm sure, but they probably write the checks Friday.
Governor Gray,
you got both the signers. Sign the checks right here.
Absolutely. Governor, I want to continue this conversation after the break because I want to talk more about how the state can sustain or will sustain if this government shutdown continues to go on for an extended period of time.